Speak to Khangela Baloyi, NUM's Energy Sector Coordinator. Good evening to you, and thank you so much for your time. So we know that at the end of July, the President endorsed phase one of the report of the restructuring, the Eskom restructuring task team. It speaks about this independent transmission system operator. So before we get even into its benefits, etc., I just want to get a sense from the National Union of Mineworkers. What kind of picture has been painted for you as to how this could impact the workers if it is rushed?
Yeah, no, we are on record as the NUM challenging this issue of restructuring of Eskom or unbundling of Eskom. This issue is not only going to affect the workers of Eskom, it's going to affect the whole of society. It's going to affect the workers that are working for the coal mines. It's going to affect the whole value chain of workers that are actually assisting in the production of energy.
But from the assessment that you've done in terms of the possibility of losses, I'm just trying to paint a picture for somebody who hasn't possibly heard from, what you've said before, because I know that, for example, the Eskom board chair speaks about transmission being responsible for around 40% of its balance sheet. And if it's rushed, it's going to have detrimental, consequences. But from your vantage point, when you're speaking to your members, just give somebody at home just a sense from your assessment. I know that you're speaking about it at high level, but the work you've done, what could be the repercussions if it is rushed?
Yeah, no, if it is rushed, actually, in simple terms, it is going to result in the death of Eskom. The chairman is correct. Once you decide to remove a part of revenue from the Eskom books, it will definitely affect the liquidity of that company. For example, the proposal by the phase one report, which states that NTSA assets are going to be transferred to the TSO. We are talking about around 100 billion of assets. If you remove that from Eskom books, you are actually indirectly killing Eskom.
And it's been quoted, for example, as a key enabler, this TSO, of a successful competitive, and I'm borrowing from the statement of the presidency here, that a competitive wholesale electricity market that is expected to deliver reliable and cost-effective electricity, it says, and saying that this reform will support higher rates of economic growth, investment and job creation. Do you think delaying it could also make what we are hearing here true?
No, actually, we don't believe in that report. What it's saying, and it's a scaring tactics. They are making us to be afraid of something that we don't know. But let's talk about things we know. Presently, Eskom is functioning very well. We understand Eskom had its own problems, and those problems were related with restructuring anyway. But now Eskom is functioning very well. We are presently at 65% EAF, where we are coming from 55% in 2023. So why do you want to fix a company that is not broken? Sometimes when you try to fix something that is not broken, you end up breaking it, and that will create serious problem for society as a whole, because the death of Eskom is the death of the economy. No part of the economy can function if there's no energy in the country.
So are you saying the restructuring task team should cease to work?
We don't even understand how this thing was formed, because our understanding is the mandate of managing Eskom lies with the Department of Electricity and Energy. It does not lie with the presidency. That's why we are saying we want to legally challenge this issue. We want the court of law to explain to us whether it is legally acceptable for the president to form a task team to restructure a state-owned company.
One would say, I know that you've been speaking in the public domain about this very issue, but others could say that maybe your litigation could come very late, given the fact that Eskom was having problems. You know where we come from with the issues of load shedding, and you know what has then subsequently been said about this issue of unbundling. And others would ask you, why now? Why didn't you go to court when it was still being an issue that was being talked about to try and stop it, and not stop it when it's being implemented?
Yeah, no, we tried to challenge this issue legally at the beginning. And we were told that, no, you must wait for the trigger. And now the trigger is this report that is released by the task team. So we are using this report actually to now take the company on. It's not like we're sitting and doing nothing. We have been challenging these things even with the company itself. We have challenged this thing with the presidents. We wrote 2 letters to the presidents challenging this issue, to say that this issue is going to be destructive to society as a whole.
Who said wait for the trigger?
No, remember, we have went to different areas. We went to Tokiso, this independent dispute resolution institute. We went there to try and challenge this issue. We still, even now, we still have a pending case, actually, that we are reviewing, where when we tried to challenge this issue, we're told, you are too early to challenge this issue.
So quickly then, what happens with this particular litigation? I know that you're in consultation with your lawyers. When then do we see this case before the courts?
No, we're meeting with the lawyers sometimes next week, and then we'll take it from there. Remember, a legal process is a little bit complex. You know, if it was me, unfortunately, I'm not a legal person. I should have taken this issue straight to the courts a long time ago. But the problem is, when you get advice by legal people, you need to take the advice. We cannot be like the president that is refusing to take the advice from the Eskom chairperson or the Eskom chairman. The chairman is a technocrat. He understands what he's talking about. That's why it's our position that politicians must leave Eskom alone. You know, leave it to technocrats to run it. You know, the problems of Eskom are known by technocrats. The problems of Eskom all of them cannot be solved by the proposed unbundling. Eskom has got 4 major challenges, you know, and those challenges are being dealt with. It's a municipal debt, one of the challenges, the cost of primary energy, one of the challenges, the cost of the independent power producers is one of the challenges, the decreasing sales of Eskom is one of the challenges. Those are the issues that need to be resolved, and those issues cannot be resolved by separating the company into 3 components and sell some of them, because the result of the end point of separating these companies is to privatize.
All right, let's see then, once you've filed those papers, and hopefully we get to see them as well. But thank you for speaking to us. Khangela Baloyi is the NUM's Energy Sector Coordinator, speaking about their unhappiness. And you would have seen, even from the beginning, they've been raising their voices against this issue. So we'll continue then to just bring you more on this developing story. But